Today we're doing a deep dive into this very old idea that suggests suffering is actually a forge.
It is a radical reframing of, the human experience. We're looking at a text from the first century, Romans chapter 5, verses 3 and 4. And the argument it makes is that pain, it's not just something to survive, it's raw material.
But before we get into how that works, we have to ground this. I mean, who is
Yeah.
writing this? It's easy to talk about the benefits of suffering from a comfortable chair.
That's the critical point. This is written by the Apostle Paul around AD 57, and he's writing to this community in Rome, and they are living in a pressure cooker. Hostility was ramping up. Social ostracism was a daily reality.
So the audience is stressed, marginalized, and probably just...
Terrified. Yeah, terrified about the future. And Paul himself, the author, he's not writing theoretically.
You're not on vacation either.
Far from it. His resume includes imprisonment, beatings, shipwrecks. He's speaking from the trenches, so when he says this, it carries a lot of weight.
So what's the text?
He writes, "Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope."
Okay, hold on. Rejoice in our sufferings.
Mm.
That sounds borderline delusional.
Yeah.
Or masochistic.
It's the immediate reaction, isn't it?
Yeah. How can you tell people facing real danger to be happy about it?
But he's not saying enjoy the pain. He's saying we rejoice in the process because of what it produces. It's an outcome-based mindset.
So the text lays out this chain reaction. It says, suffering produces endurance. What does he mean by endurance? I'm picturing an athlete gritting their teeth.
Not quite. The word he uses is hupomona, and it literally means remaining under.
So not fighting against it, but
Yeah.
staying under it.
Exactly. It's less about a heroic effort to escape the burden and more about having the structural integrity to stand up beneath it.
Like a bridge pillar. It doesn't move, it holds the weight.
That is a perfect analogy. It's the capacity to hold your ground. And the text argues you can't develop that without the heavy weight.
Okay, so that's step one. The weight creates integrity. Then this endurance produces character. That's a word we throw around a lot.
It is, but the ancient definition is much sharper. The Greek word is dokimi.
Dokimi.
It's a metallurgical term. It describes putting metal into a fire to burn off all the impurities.
Oh, interesting. So only the pure, authentic metal is left.
Precisely. It implies a testedness. Before the fire, you assume the metal is strong. After the fire, you know it is.
So it's about authentication. The suffering acts as a filter, burning away the superficial stuff.
The ego, the fragile optimism, yeah. It leaves behind something solid, something proven.
Which brings us to the final link in the chain, hope. And that feels like the most counterintuitive part. Usually, long-term suffering makes people cynical.
If the suffering is meaningless, yes, it leads to despair. But the argument here is that if you go through the process, if you stand under the weight and discover you didn't break,
That you're made of something real.
that creates a grounded confidence. It's not wishful thinking. It's hope based on evidence.
Right. It's not, I hope this will be fine. It's, I have data now. I survived the last fire, so I can face the next one.
Exactly. It completely reframes the narrative from I am a victim of this to
Are being forged by this.
yeah. And that is a massive shift in perspective.
It really is. It moves us away from that default question we all ask when things go wrong.
Yeah.
You know the one.
Why me?
Why is this happening to me? Yeah. And it's a valid question, but
It rarely has a satisfying answer.
yeah.
This text invites us to ask a different, maybe more functional question.
So the takeaway here, suffering is awful, but it doesn't have to be wasted. It can build something in us that comfort never could.
It can form depth instead of bitterness.
So we'll leave you with this thought for the day.
Mm.
When you hit a wall, instead of asking that question, why is this happening? Maybe try asking a different one.
What might this be forming in me?